Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to discuss self-love. Now this is a topic that's come up in all my videos. It's literally the basis of everything that I say. But I realized that I haven't actually explained what self-love in essence really is and how to get there. Because it's really easy for someone to say to you, you should love yourself. And you can't just wake up one morning and say, you know what, today I'm really going to love myself. It takes years of practice and a way of thinking and understanding and regarding yourself to develop self-love skills and to understand where to set your boundaries and how to prioritize yourself. The first thing is how you talk to yourself and about yourself. So there is a number of things that you need to do, or a number of ways of thinking that you need to apply in order for you to understand that no, I come first, I'm number one, and then everybody else comes. And it may sound a little bit selfish, but it's at most times it's very necessary. Because if you're running on empty, you can't help other people and fill others when you're empty yourself. You need to think back and really self-analyze and self-reflect and see when people ask about you, when you meet them, how do you talk about yourself? Is it like, oh, I don't know, I'm a bit of a this and I'm a bit of a pessimist? And if you talk about yourself negative, you're setting that perception of the new person that you're meeting already. So without even knowing you, if you're that negative about yourself, then how are they supposed to be positive about you? Or how are they supposed to regard you in a good light when you yourself don't regard yourself in that way? You have to always concentrate on the positive and think and look at yourself in a positive manner. So let's say you forget your keys somewhere. Is it like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. I'm such an idiot. I always do this. It's all my fault. I'm a failure. If that's how you talk about yourself, then self-fulfilling prophecy applies here, that you're going to start living up to that because that's how you think of yourself anyway. So you need to start talking about yourself in a much positive way. And if something happens or something goes wrong, everybody forgets keys. Everybody sometimes gets locked out. It's things that happens to people. So you've got to look at it as, oh no, how unfortunate. What can I do to fix it? And that's it, and get on with your day. The next thing is, do you take care of yourself? And by taking care of yourself, I don't mean just the physical grooming and making yourself feel good, but also, are you, it's not about going out and becoming an athlete or a gym bunny, but are you moving enough? Are you active enough? Are you listening to your body? When you're tired, do you give yourself rest, or do you beat yourself up for having a down day? Do you take care of your needs, of your emotional needs, of your mental needs? If you need some time alone, do you do that? If you must say no to plans because you're tired, do you prioritize yourself? So do you take care of all your needs, be it physical, mental, emotional, and obviously in your appearance too? So because when you look good, you feel good naturally, and you want to be proud of the way you look, and you just want to look your best all the time, because that comes across in your mannerism and how you walk and talk when you're confident, because looking good, feeling good brings back up confidence. So do you take care of yourself in all those aspects where you can? Do you listen to yourself? If your gut or your instinct or in your head, you seem to think that this doesn't feel right, or I should say something, do you then stand up for yourself and speak up? Or do you disregard how you're feeling? Do you disregard your emotions and what you're thinking? If you continuously do that, then you're teaching yourself and other people to understand that your opinions doesn't really matter. They're irrelevant. You don't really voice them. You may go to an individual and say, let's say it's a board meeting and you don't agree with the direction that it's going. Instead of actually speaking up in the meeting, you wait and you tell a friend, colleague that you trust. So they know that you're not really standing up for yourself. You're complaining about it, but you're not doing anything about it. So do you listen to yourself, and do you set boundaries? If you're in a situation where you feel uncomfortable and you're made to ridicule or disrespected, do you then stand up and say, you know what, you just crossed my boundary and this is not what I stand for, so I'm going to remove myself from the situation because I don't need to tolerate this? Or do you just laugh at the joke when you're the butt of the joke and just dismiss it? So if you're not going to show yourself respect and listen to what you're really thinking and feeling and speaking up, then you're not listening to yourself. Therefore, again, you're teaching other people not to listen to you and to dismiss you. You don't feel overwhelmed. You don't have to start doing all of them tomorrow. Get up and stick up for yourself and take care of yourself and go on a 5K run. That's not how it works. You just need to look at which parts of your life you neglect yourself at, which areas of your life that you haven't really been taking care of, and that's where, okay, this is what I'm lacking and this is what I should try and practice more. When we think of our friends, think of the one that you always feel comfortable talking to or the one that you turn to, and what qualities makes them comfortable for you to turn to. What makes you trust them? How do you build trust with those friends? And the way you do that is when they're very supportive of you when you do something wrong, or they cruel but they're kind. So they listen to you and they let you know that it doesn't mean that you're a bad person just because you failed at something. Let's say you had a big exam and you didn't study and then you didn't do so well. You would be beating yourself up for that. But when you go to that friend and you say, this is what I've done and I've done a terrible mistake, that friend reassures you that it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. There are options. There are things you could do to pick yourself back up. Have you learned from your lesson? Like, they support you. So therefore you trust them. You know that you could turn to them. They won't judge you for it. They won't beat you up for it. They won't put you down for it. And they will support you and guide you on how to get back up and get yourself better. If you've built that trust and relationship with a friend because you know that they're so supportive and they're not judgmental towards you, that's how you then need to treat yourself. You like being around those people because they make you feel a certain way. So you need to think of what are the qualities that they have or they provide for me that I feel so good being around those friends. And why can't you do that for yourself? So if you fail, and let's say you fail your driving test, do you then say, oh my God, I'm the worst driver. I'll never be able to do this. Everybody else can drive and I can't drive and I can't do this. What am I going to do? I'm always going to be dependent on other people. Or is it that it's a driving test? Failed the first time. This is where I went wrong. Let me practice that. Fix it. Doesn't mean that I'm a bad driver overall. Doesn't mean that I'll never get my license. It just means that I failed my test. I'm just going to go again and do it again. And next time I'll hopefully pass. So it's talking and it's building that trust in yourself and knowing that one failure doesn't define you, doesn't make you or break you. It's just one failure. It's just one part, a chapter of your life which you're going to learn from and move on. So always remember that if I like these people or I like being around these people for a reason, it's because they possess these qualities or they provide this sort of support for me. So that's the support that I'm lacking or I need to start providing for myself. So if I need reassurance, then I need to reassure myself. Next point, I can't stress how important this is, and a lot of people tend to overlook it. It's how acknowledging how far you've come. I'm not saying just settle. Settling is never the option and it's never an answer to happiness. But what I am saying is looking and acknowledging that, yeah, of course I want better for myself. I want a better house, a better job. I need to find a better relationship. If you're single or if you're settled, I want to have kids. I want to grow. Growth is obviously what we all do, whether we like it or not. You have to move on. And it's good to always want and thrive to be the best version of yourself or do better for yourself. But it's also understanding and finding that balance of not always, like I've mentioned before in my video, that happiness, I know it sounds very cliche that happiness is not a destination, is the journey. But it's understanding that, okay, yeah, I do want those things and I'm going to work towards those things. But at the same time, let me take a moment and appreciate and be grateful for what the things that I do have. Your health, your friends, your family, your loved ones, your home, your clothes, your food, all the things that are available to you and the things that you've achieved. So be it with your career. Yeah, you may not be where you are in the career ladder that you thought, oh, by the age of 30, by the age of 25, by the age of 35, I'm going to do these things or I'm going to have a kid or whatever. But it doesn't matter if you're not there or how you planned. Life doesn't always work to plan. But you've definitely have come a long way from the time that you set that goal. And it's important to understand and balance that and be content, because you're going to always feel like If I don't have this, I'm not going to be happy. If I don't achieve this, I'm not going to be happy. So you're always postponing your happiness and putting it as a future destination. And that's not how you should see it or how it works. It's about being grateful and understanding how much you've achieved, how far you've come. Remember all the things that you used to pray for, you probably have them now. So it's saying, okay, thank you that I've managed to come this far, good for me. And you know, it may sound very conceited and it may sound like, oh, I'm proud of, but you need to be proud of all the things you've done in order for you to continue building on that. If you keep looking at everything you've done and think, no, that's not enough, I need to do more, then you definitely don't have a foundation to build on. You're constantly feeling like you're doing this on nothing, on zero. So it's about being grateful and being proud of how far you've come, be it post the breakup and it was an emotional turmoil. Look how far you've come and be proud of how much you've grown mentally, how much you've learned about yourself, how much you've healed and, you know, are a new person, a stronger person, be it from, you know, a job, like I said, or career or family or relationships. It's also knowing that it's not always about chasing. There's a balance. I've done this much and I'm happy with it and I'm proud of it. Then I can continue building on it. And I want you guys, I know it's really difficult because it seems like you talk about yourself, but this is the reason I'm doing these videos, is to create the space for us to come together and discuss these things. I want you guys to write in the comments below, like the one thing that you're proud of that you've achieved so far in your life. However big, however small it may be, it's your personal challenge and we're no one to judge. So I just want you guys to tell me what's the one thing that you're proud of that you've done up until now and you would like to build on, or something that you've achieved and you want to start something new, whatever that may be, even an emotion or a feeling. So please share that with me. I'd love to know. Next point is, and my last point really, is to be mindful. So I'm going to explain. Though I said this video is for both men and women, I feel like the next point, women may dwell on it a little bit more, but although we do live in a very image-based society, and I feel like the guys also feel the pressures of looking a certain way, and image is very important. So what do you think when you look at yourself in the mirror? I know myself, I'm my worst critic. So when I look in the mirror, because of all the years I've modeled, I know my face really well. So I straight away know what's not symmetrical, what's not right, what's right, what's wrong. I can analyze my face. But I look at it from a professional perspective, where I look at it for my job. Okay, this is where the symmetry is wrong, so I need to angle my face a certain way so that I could capture the best image. I don't look at it as a, oh my God, this is what's wrong with me. I know my flaws. I know all of them, so there's nothing that anyone can say to me that this is what's wrong with you. I'm fully aware of that, but I've accepted it and it doesn't matter. I'm aware that I have a little mole on the side of my nose. That's okay. Some people message me and say that I should remove that, but no, it doesn't bother me. It's on my face and I've accepted that it's an imperfection, but I like it because it's a part of me. It doesn't bother me. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, it's not about just saying, oh my God, I'm so fabulous and I'm so beautiful and I'm perfect. Of course, nobody's perfect and everybody has flaws, but it's looking in the mirror, seeing the good, but also seeing the bad, and also seeing the good. That, oh, my hair's really frizzy today, but I'm rocking this top. It looks really cute on me. You need to see yourself. And also, if you put things in context, you may worry about cellulite, but there's someone else out there that looks similar to you, has the same cellulite issue, and they're owning it. And they're just walking around being very comfortable with that cellulite because that's a part of who they are and they've accepted that imperfection. So you need to understand that I'm beating myself up for this imperfection, be it cellulite or whatever, but there's someone else that's completely owning it and they're still happy and comfortable and look amazing and look beautiful because it radiates from them because they've accepted that. Yet I'm letting this imperfection stop me. I'm letting this change the way I think of myself, change the way I look at myself, doubt myself, put myself down because I have the same thing as she has, yet she's rocking it. So that's how you need to always look at things, that, yeah, I see the imperfections, but that's okay. Everybody has something that they're not happy with. Nobody's perfect. And you understand that, but it still makes you who you are. If you see the bad, also see the good. There's always a balance, and Remember, you are your biggest critique. Other people don't pick up on half the things that you see and you feel. It's all in your head most of the time. And if you start thinking of, well, it's in her head too, but she's handling it because she knows that she's so much more than just her thighs and cellulite, or she's so much more than her frizzy hair, whatever that insecurity may be. So please remember that. And also for the guys as well, this, like I said, maybe more women, is more known to be a women's thing, standing in a mirror. So mindfulness is another one that always comes up on social media and is a bit of a trend and a fad. Like, you know, there's a lot of quotes and memes on mindfulness. And all mindfulness is just being aware of how you think. It's allowing yourself how to, just the thoughts that enter your mind and the ones that you dwell on, and how much time you give thinking those thoughts. So it's about being conscious that whenever you have a negative thought or something crosses your mind that makes you feel bad, it's okay to have that thought, but it's not okay to just stay in that mindset and allow that thought to then control the rest of your day. So you're constantly going over it. That's how anxiety builds, and that's how depression comes, when you're thinking of a negative thought and that's all you're thinking about. So being mindful is just being aware that if you are getting these thoughts and feelings and emotions, that it's fine to feel them, it's fine, you digest them, you go through it, and then you bring yourself back out, and you be conscious of and weary of the energy and the thoughts that you allow yourself to spend time on. If you're spending your day constantly worrying for other people, constantly someone made a bad comment, and you're going to allow that 10-minute altercation of that bad comment dictate the rest of your day, then you're not being mindful of your thinking and of your mental state. So it's very important to practice mindfulness. It's not like you can't just every minute of the day be like, oh my God, what am I thinking? Am I thinking good? Am I thinking bad? Oh my God, I had a negative thought. How am I going to get control back? No, it's about understanding that negative thoughts will come into my head and I will think them, and I'm not going to be happy from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to sleep. But every time a negative thought or emotion comes over, I'm going to deal with it and nip it in the bud, and then continue my day normally and not allow that to dictate the rest of my mood and emotions and feelings for the rest of the day. So I really hope that this has given you guys more of an understanding of the steps and the things that it takes to develop self-love and love and respect yourself and set your boundaries and teach other people to love and respect you. Because that's all it is. If you don't respect yourself, other people won't. If you don't love yourself, other people won't. You need to be so full of love, so full of respect, so full of confidence in yourself that you radiate that and you give that to other people. So they want to be around you. The energy that you give off, the positivity, the optimism that you give off because you're so sure of yourself and you love yourself, you respect yourself, is what other people thrive to be around, instead of you relying on other people to make you feel good. So it took me years and years, and I'm still practicing certain, like I said, it's not about applying all of these things at once, and if you don't do one of them, you don't love yourself. It's about understanding these are the things it takes to be at a place where you're full of love for yourself and you understand your worth. So for this video, I would love for you guys to just write in the comments below the one thing that you're proud of so far in your life, and you know what it is. Let's talk about it. Love to hear from you, and I will see you guys again here next week. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah.